New Year's Eve. Wow, wow, wow. Banging trades since Christmas. Boxing Day was good. Smashed about 7% over my trades. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about this trade. Obviously, I just said I was going to show you all how this trade went. So, 4-hour trend line. Let's just see if I can still change my charts. Yeah, so here we've got the 4-hour trend line. We're going to swap down into the 5-minute. What I might do is I'm going to keep that on there just for now. Obviously, I think it was set to about this level here. So it's about there it was. So the red is the 4-hour trend line. The green, I think, was either a 5-minute or a 1-minute trend line. Let's just put the sessions back on. And also we will put the order block back on as well. So obviously I started down here, collecting data from this point here, following this up so that we've broke through, we've come back through, we've broken through so many times on this trend line right here. Let's see if I actually would have given an entry. But I think so. Obviously missed a trade here. So that one there would have been a trade. So probably could have taken an entry off that part there. Let's just say a long position. So because obviously it come back retested and went. So if you was to, normally I'd like to try and take like 50% of the imbalance and cover this candle here. Where would this been held to? I mean, this could have technically been held to sort of block up here, but it would have failed. So again, that would have been a 17% trade, but actually the height of that would have been about 13.5. So we missed that one. Anyway, that one's irrelevant. So as we're following it now on the 1 minute, the reason I probably didn't take this trade as well is because we are bouncing up and down on this 4-hour trend line. So eventually these trend lines, they've met up and we have broken below both of these trend lines, which is what gave me the entry here. Let's just zoom right in. And this was the sell candle. So this one right here, as you can see, we've got nice big hammer or whatever it is type candle. That's what I'm looking for. Big push away, bam. So this was the entry candle right here. So this blue one. So this push up, and obviously that time of the day was 6 o'clock in the evening. It did eventually drop to TP. TP was, I think actually this was the TP right there. So it was a 14% trade. That's right, because I didn't want to take this low. I wanted to just try and fill this last bit of imbalance. So I was just shy of this last bit of imbalance. So, and that would have closed at 8 p.m. roughly. So just under 2 hours, that would have been a 14% trade. Again, like obviously this retest here, you could have got an entry straight off this retest right here as well. Exactly the same thing. This candle right here. So I mean, you probably didn't need to go off this one. You probably could have gone off this one here and got a really tight entry. So just from there, that push off there, still 13% trade. Probably would have just covered that. 22% trade, that could have been. So just from that push there, again, so say 50% of that imbalance. So this here would have tagged you in 17% trade. And that is what I'm looking for with my trades, but I need to be a little bit more patient. This here though actually was an A+ setup, but it's just trying to catch them. Again, like, if you was to hold this overnight, which you can do, so that's a 50% trade. I know Mr. Goodhen would be very happy with a 50% trade, but where would be my TP on that? Let's have a good look. So let's just swap onto the hourly. There we go. Let's just take the sessions off. And so I am actually still using the gas order block for some of my entries as well, because sometimes there's an imbalance there. Liquidity from this candle here. So yeah, it looks like that we swept this candle here. Obviously for liquidity, so I wouldn't be surprised if we come back and we get another retest of this area today at some point for liquidity, for it to then push up. Let's just see. Look, we've got a lovely new trend line going on here. Let's just go from this point here. Look at that. Oh, broke through, touch, push away. So let's have a look at where this might go today. I'm going to set up a 4-hour trend line in a bit, but we'll go from there. See you later.